Hi everyone, welcome to S4 Sharnya Science classes. I hope you all are able to follow my videos. If it is really helpful for you, please support me by liking and sharing with your friends. If anybody still remind to subscribe my channel, then please subscribe it also. Hi everyone, welcome to S4 Sharnya Science classes. Today we are going to discuss about a new chapter, Microbes in Human Welfare. Microbes. Microbes are organisms which cannot be seen by naked eyes. We all know that from the name itself, microbes. Right? Microbes means small organism which cannot be seen by naked eyes. जो हमारे आँखों से नहीं देख सकती, naked eyes से directly नहीं देख सकती, so those organisms को हमने microbes में classify किया है. That means with the help of microscopes or any other high power microscope like electron microscope and all, you can see these organisms. Right? Microbes actually you can see that they found everywhere, whether in soil, whether in water, air, right, inside our body, right. So of any that means inside the body of a living organism, right, whether plant, animal, anywhere, right. So you can see these microorganisms, right. So these can be actually found in thermal vents even, right. So we have learned in class 11 biological classification there are thermoacidophiles, right. So thermal vents you can see that such deep soil may you can see, and under the snow as well as even acidic climate or alkaline or saline climate maybe, wherever it is you can see these microorganisms are there, right. So we can say that everywhere they occur everywhere, right. So what about the diversity? Diversity also you can see that different types of microbes are there, right, such as bacteria, right, and you can see that protozoans are there, right, even fungi, viruses are there, viroids are there, right, even you can see that mycoplasmas. So there is a large variety of microorganisms are there, right. So their diversity, if you are talking, it's actually numerous varieties of organisms are there. In bacteria also if you are checking, you can see that there are rod shaped bacteria are there, right, and even you can see that cockey shaped are there, right. So that means spherical shaped bacteria are there. So there are different bacteria there, or those bacteria which is having flagella, which is having cilia. So there are that much different variety, diversity you can see this in microorganisms, right. And as I told you, you can see that when bacteriophages are there, these are also coming under microorganisms. Those that virus which affect on bacteria, they are called bacteriophage, right. So different types of varieties of viruses are there, like adenovirus, COVID, corona, right, coronavirus. There are different virus, SARS, right, even different varieties of virus are there. And in that also you can see that RNA virus is there, DNA virus is there, right. So there are numerous varieties of microorganisms you can see. Now here in this chapter we are going to learn about that what is the help of these microorganisms for human welfare, right. So human welfare के लिए ये microorganisms की क्या role है, what is the role of these microorganisms in human welfare, that we are going to discuss majorly in this chapter, right. First we are going to discuss about the microorganisms in household product में microorganisms की क्या role है. Second we will discuss about that industrial products बनाने में क्या role है. Then we will discuss about that what is the role of microbes in sewage treatments, biogas production, and then microbes as biocontrol agents, right, and biofertilizers. These all are the topics we are going to discuss in this chapter. First we will discuss about household product. So what is the role of microorganisms in household product? This video is majorly we are discussing about the household products, right. You can see that, and the industrial also if possible we will discuss, right. So first one, you all know that the most common thing we are using in our house, that's actually the curd, right, dahi, right? So this curd is actually formed by adding a small amount of curd into milk, right? हम घर में बनाती है कर्ड, तो कर्ड बनाने के लिए क्या कर देती है, एक कितना कटोरी और वॉट एवर इट इज, हाउ मच अमाउंट यू नीडेड मिल्क वी विल टेक, वो मिल्क में थोड़ा सा कर्ड, राइट, दैट वी विल प्रिजर्व विच एक्ट एज ए इनोकुलम, यू कैन से दैट. So that we will add and that will be later converted into. So we will add a small amount of curd into the milk, right? So this small amount of milk we are adding, that's actually called inoculum. Inoculum, sorry. Inoculum. Right. So these inoculum actually helping to convert the entire milk into curd. Actually what is actually happening when the milk is converting into curd, right? So milk actually you can see that it has actually a colloid, right? So it these curd will actually help to produce more lactic acid, right? Because it have lactic acid bacilli which will produce more amount of lactic acid in that milk. So that will be slowly converted into curd, right? The milk will be entirely converted into curd, right? So which bacteria is actually helping here? This is actually the lactobacillus bacteria or lactic acid bacteria, you can easily say that, or simply lactic acid bacteria or lactobacillus. This is actually helping for the conversion of milk into curd. So this will be present in the starter. So here we are actually telling the starter is actually a small amount of curd which we used as a inoculum, right? And this inoculum will be added into the milk, right? This is the starter which is actually initiator for the conversion, right? So what will happen, these lactic acid bacteria will slowly multiply at suitable temperature and convert the milk into curd, right? So here you can see that these lab when they will, that means lactic acid bacteria, when they will grow, they will actually coagulate and partially digest the milk protein, right? The milk protein name is actually the casein, right? So casein milk protein को ये partially digest कर देती है और coagulate कर देती है. That's actually in turn converted into the curd, right? So this is actually done by the lactic acid bacteria, right? So here you can see that. So the fresh milk can be converted into curd by adding some curd containing lab, right? So curd is actually already having that lactic acid bacteria. So because of that lactic acid is there, right? So and not only simply actually these curd is actually helping for the conversion, right? These lab will increase the content of vitamin B12 in the milk, right? When it will be converted into curd, right? So it increases the vitamin B12 amount, thus increasing the nutrient quality of the milk. When it is converted into curd, the nutrient quality automatically increases. So that's why we are telling consumption of curd, right? So it's very good for our health, right? And you can see that these actually helping to check that and any another pathogens, disease causing microbes हमारा stomach में है क्या और नहीं, ये check करने के लिए भी ये lactic acid bacteria help कर देती है. Now you can see that another important thing for making doughs, right? So mainly doughs, you can see that what will I say that dosha, idli, right? Or even you can see that bread वगैरह बनाने के लिए जो dough बना देती है उसका fermentation के लिए भी bacteria हमारा help कर देती है. You can see that the bacterial fermentation, right? So this is actually the anaerobic fermentation, right? As in the absence of oxygen, right? तो क्या होती है, if you are adding, right? So that if you are adding, you can add also yeast like fungi वगैरह, you can add it. Otherwise also if you are keeping the food in what to say dark, right, somewhat temperature climate में, automatically fermentation will be there because of the bacteria present in that, right? So what will happen, the dough used to be make for the food like dosha, idli, bread or puffed items, right, like that, वो puffness actually मिल जाती है because of the production of carbon dioxide in that. वो carbon dioxide की production actually by the help of some bacteria or what we say microbes such as yeast, right? Yeast in the sense we are telling Saccharomyces cerevisiae. So this is the fungi, right? The unicellular fungi which we are adding into that dough, which will help for that anaerobic fermentation, right? These Saccharomyces cerevisiae, mostly commonly known as the baker's yeast, Becker's yeast, right? So this will release carbon dioxide during the process of their fermentation, right? So and because of that carbon dioxide, it will be trapped inside the dough itself, right? And it will make the dough which will be fluffy or spongy in nature, right? So mainly it is actually helping for for making idli, dosha, bread, etc., right? So you can see that the Saccharomyces cerevisiae, which is actually helping for the spongy appearance of that bread and all, right? So it is otherwise known as the baker's yeast, right? It's commonly available in the dry form and all. You can also use in your home and all. Maybe you are using commonly, right? Another uses, you can see that that's actually for making toddy, right? So toddy is actually, you can see that it's a you can say that it's a type of drink, right, in southern India and all, right? So it's actually made by fermenting sap of that palms, right? You can see that the coconut or any other palms variety, what they are doing, they actually take that sap. You can see that here a farmer who is actually collecting the toddy. Here you can see that there will be a pot inside. They are collecting the toddy. Here this will be that this pot will be arranged above this sap plant part, whether it is palm, right, coconut, or mostly coconut, right? So it will be invertedly arranged there. So you can see that because of the action of that bacteria, that sap will be collected there, and fermentation of this plant sap or that palm sap will be happen, and it will give you a sour taste and all, right? Which will, that's actually this palm sap will be converted into toddy. It's very healthy in the sense, right, if it is as such we are using, right? So we can say that it's a traditional drink of southern Asia, southern India, right? So that's actually for toddy making also. These bacteria is really helping, right? So it's actually, I told you, it's actually made by the fermentation of sap from the palm trees by the bacteria, right? And you can see that these microbes are used to ferment fishes, right, and soya bean and bamboo shoots, and to produce cheese also. These are all food items. These fermented bamboo shoots are actually very delicious food item, and fermented fish and all, most commonly in restaurants and all, they are using fermented soya bean and all in foreign countries and all. These are very common thing, right? So these are very much helpful. This actually helping by the bacteria for the fermentation. So these are also another use, you can see that. And obviously the production of cheese बनाने के लिए भी बहुत अच्छे से काम में आती है microbes, right? So mainly two types of cheese we are going to discuss here, right? You can see that one is that actually the Swiss cheese, and the another one is Roquefort cheese, right? Roquefort cheese and Swiss cheese, right? So that we are going to discuss here. So this cheese actually is formed by the partial degradation of milk by different microorganisms. You can see that it's actually formed by the partial degradation of milk by different microorganisms. You can see that by the action of microorganisms there will be partial degradation of milk, and it can be converted into cheese, right? So here we are going to discuss about Swiss cheese. Here Swiss cheese actually has a large holes. You can see that very large holes, right? It's actually due to the production of carbon dioxide, and there is a special bacterium which is using for the production of these carbon dioxide holes. You can say that's actually Propionibacterium shermani, right? So this is the name of that bacteria. Very interesting name, right? किसी person की नाम जैसा लग रही है, Shermani, right? So Propionibacterium shermani is the bacterium which is actually used for the production of Swiss cheese, right? Another cheese, you can see that here ये Swiss cheese की characteristic feature है वो large holes, right? It's because of the production of carbon dioxide. That carbon dioxide is actually produced by the fermentation of this bacteria, right? Now the next type of cheese we are going to discuss here, that's actually Roquefort cheese, right? ये Roquefort cheese, it's actually, you can see that it's formed by ripening with the fungi Penicillium roqueforti, right? So Penicillium roqueforti, right? So this is actually the fungi. It's a bacteria, and here you can see that it's a fungi or fungus, right? So the Penicillium roqueforti, right? These bacteria actually, this fungi actually giving a special flavor to that cheese, right? So that's the specialty here. You can see that दिखने में आपको लगेगा कोई भी इतना खराब हो गया है वो चीज़, राइट? इट्स नॉट एट ऑल एक्चुअली रॉटन और एनीथिंग. दिस इज द टेक्सचर ऑफ दैट चीज़. ये चीज़ की टेक्सचर इज एक्चुअली, और उसका फ्लेवर भी ये स्पेशल फंगे देती है. द फंगे नेम इज एक्चुअली द पेनिसिलियम रोक्यूफोर्टी, राइट? सो हियर यू कैन सी दैट ये चीज़ ऐसे बना देती है. इट्स एक्चुअली राइपनिंग विद दिस milk, right? It's actually ripening, formed by the ripening with the fungi Penicillium roqueforti, right? For giving the particular flavor, you can see that. So these two cheeses की नाम याद करना है, और उसका corresponding microorganisms की भी नाम आपको याद करना है. Now we have discussed about the microbes in household purpose. Now we are going to discuss about the microbes in industrial purpose also. You can see here, right? So you can see that there are so many large scale production of various compounds in industries is actually done by very large vessels, right? वो vessels को हम बताती है fermenters, right? You can see that so many production of beverages, antibiotics, etc. in large scale, not in a small scale, in a large scale, right? It required growing microbes in a large quantity, right? वो large quantity के लिए क्वांटिटी में माइक्रोब्स को ग्रो करना है, सो दे नीड ए लार्ज वेसल्स. वो वेसल्स को हम बताती है फर्मेंटर्स, राइट? यू कैन सी द पिक्चर हियर वेरी क्लियरली. दीज आर एक्चुअली द फर्मेंटेज विच इज हेल्पिंग फॉर द प्रोडक्शन ऑफ दैट माइक्रोब्स एंड द फर्मेंटेशन प्रोसेस प्रॉपरली, राइट? सो क्या क्या है ऐसे बीवरेज, कौन सी बीवरेज हम ऐसे बना देती है, दैट वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस. आई होप यू अंडरस्टैंड वेयर दीज फर्मेंटेड बीवरेजेस आर मेकिंग इंडस्ट्रियली. वी आर मेकिंग इन द फर्मेंटर, right? That's actually the large vessels, right? So here you can see that the beverages are formed by fermenting malted cereals, right? Cereals in the sense it can be barley, right? Or any other wheat or any other cereals we can use that. Even fruit juices, right? By the help of Saccharomyces cerevisiae or the brewer's yeast, right? To produce that ethanol. That means actually the fermented ethanol will be produced, right? So here you can see that the Saccharomyces cerevisiae, that's otherwise known as that brewer's yeast or baker's yeast, right? It's actually commonly used for the production of beverages by fermenting malted cereals, right? I told you malted cereals, it can be barley or any other, right? Most commonly barley, from which we are producing the beer, right? And even you can use the fruit juices for the production of wine and all, right? So, and these two malted, that now after fermentation you can see that they will produce ethanol, which is actually that alcoholic content in these beverages, right? So wine and beer are mostly commonly produced without a distillation. That will be as such we can use that, right? Even once that's why wine and beer actually, if you're using as such, it will not cause that much problems. These are actually a natural beverage, we can say that, right? But according to the time, the alcoholic content will vary, so it can cause problems also. Don't simply take that it doesn't have any problem, but it's not it cannot contain any chemicals, right? Now you can see that whiskey, brandy, rum, gin, arak, etc. These all are actually produced by the distillation of this fermented broth, right? तो एक बार आपका इसका नॉर्मली हमारी वाइन और बियर डायरेक्ट प्रोडक्शन से होती है. बाकी जो हमने बता दिया था, दिस इज विस्की, ब्रांडी, रम, राइट? ये सब कुछ आफ्टर डिस्टिलेशन है. सो देयर इज एक्चुअली, यू कैन सी दैट देयर विल बी डिफरेंट स्टेप्स ऑफ प्यूरिफिकेशन एंड ऑल. So after distillation you can see that, or some more chemicals and all, it can be added in that. After that there will be whiskey, brandy, rum, gin, arak, etc. can be produced, right? So we can simply say that the formation of different types of alcoholic drink depend on the raw material and the type of processing. कैसे कौन सी रॉ मटेरियल हम यूज़ कर देते हैं और उसका टाइप ऑफ प्रोसेसिंग क्या है, उसके हिसाब से हमको जो प्रोडक्ट्स मिल रही है दैट विल बी वेरी. इफ़ यू आर यूजिंग माल्टेड barley, then we will get beer, right? Fruit juice जैसा grapes है or any other fruits we can use for production of wine and all, right? So according to that कौन सी that type of material हम use कर रहे हैं, और after that if it is actually direct without distillation ले रही है तो wine and beer will be there, right? Or but with the distillation and some other processing we are doing, then there will be some other fermented beverages we will get. Now another important, very important use of that microbes in industrial products is actually the production of antibiotics, right? So you know that antibiotics, you can see that they are actually the chemical substance produced by some microorganisms, right? And which have the capacity to kill or retard the growth of other disease causing microorganisms. That's why it is called antibiotics, right? So antibiotics are chemical substance produced by some microbes and it has the capacity to kill or retard the growth. Retard means धीरे करना, right? Growth of pathogen को that slow करना और उसको किल करना, वो पैथोजन को किल करने के लिए कैपेसिटी है एंटीबायोटिक्स के पास. These are the chemicals we are using, right? So ये antibiotics is actually extracting from different type of microorganisms. Mostly there are artificially producing antibiotics are also there. इसमें से you have to remember that the first antibiotic, right, which was produced by Alexander Fleming, right, and the antibiotic name is actually penicillin, and this is produced from Penicillium notatum. This is a fungi, Penicillium notatum. उसमें से प्रोड्यूस किया था फर्स्ट एंटीबायोटिक, दैट्स एक्चुअली द पेनिसिलिन, राइट, एंड इट वाज डिस्कवर्ड बाय अलेक्जेंडर फ्लेमिंग, राइट. सो इट वाज एन एक्सीडेंटल डिस्कवरी. इन्होंने कैसे प्रोड्यूस किया था, एक्चुअली यू कैन सी दैट the penicillin, right, which is the antibiotic, first antibiotic discovered by Alexander Fleming, right. तो इन्होंने कैसे डिस्कवर किया था, it is an accidental discovery actually, right. So he observed that staphylococci, right, and actually that now what you can say that staphylococcus bacteria, when he was working on that staphylococcus bacteria, Fleming observed the growth of some mold, right, around which the bacteria did not grow, राइट. तो उन्होंने ऐसे नोटिस किया है, वो एक प्लेट, अगार प्लेट में इन्होंने स्टेफिलोकोकस बैक्टीरिया के ऊपर कुछ एक्सपेरिमेंट्स कर रही थी, राइट. सो व्हेन ही केप्ट दैट प्लेट एज सच, ही नोटिस दैट सम एरिया, राइट, which is actually you can see that where that bacterial growth was not at all there, right. So here you can see that if the bacteria वगैरह कुछ growth में mold की growth होगी, and there was a particular area, the I cannot draw that clearly free here. You can see that there was a area of clearance, right, zone of clearance was there, जिधर वो bacteria की growth बिल्कुल भी नहीं हुआ है, right. So that was that actually he found later कुछ ना कुछ chemical ये that ना mold ने produce किया है, the fungi ने produce किया है, which actually that ना what will say retarded or not allowed the growing bacteria in that area, right. So he observed that staphylococci could not grow around the mold, right. So which was the mold we used here, this is actually the Penicillium notatum, which is a fungi, right, and growing in that unwashed culture plate, right. So that culture plate was actually kept, you can see that the culture plate or anything, you can see that if this is a culture plate, if you are taking, right, इसमें वो बैक्टीरिया के बारे में पढ़ रही थी, right. So when he understand it kept outside as such, कुछ बैक्टीरिया you can see that कुछ mold उधर grow किया है, right. So for example any other mold if it is growing like that, उसके aroundly पूरा grow किया है, but there was a zone of clearance where that microbes couldn't grow there, right. तो then he understand that ये mold ने कुछ केमिकल प्रोड्यूस किया है, बिकॉज ऑफ दैट केमिकल ये माइक्रोब्स दैट मीन्स स्टेफिलोकोकस ओरियस को उधर ग्रो कर नहीं पाई, राइट. सो दिस वाज एक्चुअली लेटर वो केमिकल को एक्सट्रैक्ट किया है एंड दे अंडरस्टैंड दिस वाज ए एंटीबायोटिक, राइट. सो विच नेम्ड एज पेनिसिलिन, राइट, विच इज एक्चुअली एक्सट्रैक्टेड फ्रॉम पेनिसिलियम नोटेटम. दिस वाज द फर्स्ट एंटीबायोटिक. So here you can see that later the function of penicillin, right, as antibiotic was established by Ernest Chain and Howard Florey, right. These two scientists, Ernest Chain and Howard Florey, these two scientists actually established the full potentiality or potential of that penicillin antibiotic, right. So we can, and these people including Fleming, right, Fleming, Chain and Florey, they awarded even Nobel Prize also in the year 1945 for this eminent discovery. You can see that, right? It was used to treat American soldiers, right, wounded in World War II, and these that means that was the use of that. ये antibiotic वर्ल्ड वार 2 में जो अमेरिकन सोल्जर्स, वुंडेड अमेरिकन सोल्जर्स को ट्रीट करने के लिए यूज़ किया था, एंड दैट्स व्हाई वी आर टेलिंग चेन एंड फ्लोरे वर अवार्डेड बिकॉज इवन इंक्लूडिंग फ्लेमिंग, राइट, नोबेल प्राइज बिकॉज ऑफ दिस ऑल डिस्कवरीज. Now we are going to, you can see that even disease cured by antibiotics also include, right, some disease you have to discuss here. That's actually, you can see that plague, right, whooping cough, diphtheria, even leprosy, these all diseases, right. There are so many other diseases also, you can see that whooping cough, maybe you have heard that khali khasi, right. So diphtheria, galghotu, right, and leprosy, actually you can see that Kushtrog, right, Kushtrog, right. So these all have been treated by using these antibiotics and all. So these are the common uses, the main uses of antibiotics and all. Now we are going to discuss about another important aspects of these microbes in industry. That's actually, you can see that the chemical enzymes and other bioactive molecules, we can say that, right. So these all also can be produced by using bacteria. You can see that there are so many organic acids, right, are produced by microbial metabolic actions, such as you can see that Aspergillus niger, which is a very important fungi, which is used to the production of citric acid. Even Acetobacter aceti, which is a bacteria which can be used for the production of organic acid, acetic acid, which will be used as vinegar and all, right. Even Clostridium botulinum, right, Clostridium butylicum, right, this is actually used for the production of butyric acid also. This is also another bacteria, we can say that, right, Clostridium butylicum, right. And another Lactobacillus, obviously for the production of lactic acid, right. So these are the some bacteria or fungi which most commonly used for the production of organic acids. You can see that all the pictures also have included. Now here you can see that even it can be used for the production of ethanol, right. So ethanol, which is an alcohol, right. So this production ethanol, this is actually done by the yeast, right, Saccharomyces cerevisiae, which is actually helping for the fermentation, right, process. So now we are going to discuss about another important help of microorganisms in the industrial purpose for making enzymes, right. So there are different enzymes which can be used for different purpose. One of the enzyme is that actually the lipases, which is actually used in detergent formulation and all, and these lipases can be used to remove oil stains from the laundry and all, because lipases, these are the fat molecules and all, right. So these enzymes, right, lipases have the capacity to remove the oil, fatty stains from the laundries. So this can also be produced by the help of microorganisms. You can see that, right. Another type of enzyme, very important enzyme which we are using, actually the pectinases and proteases, right. So these pectinases and proteases actually used for clarifying the bottled juice and all, right. जिसमें से pectin और protein को clarify करने के लिए bottled juice से we can use that. These enzymes can be produced, and these enzymes can also be produced by the help of microorganisms. Another very important enzyme which is very much important in our life nowadays, that's actually the streptokinase. This is actually produced by another bacteria which is known as Streptococcus, right. And these streptokinase is actually used as a clot buster, right. Clot buster क्यों बोल रही है इसको, क्योंकि these enzymes can be used to remove clots from the blood vessels of patients who is having myocardial infarction, जिसको हार्ट अटैक हुआ है, जिसकी आर्टरी में क्लॉट वगैरह है, वो क्लॉट को रिमूव करने के लिए दिस एंजाइम इज़ वेरी मच हेल्पफुल, और ये एंजाइम्स बनाने के लिए हम यूज़ कर सकते हैं स्ट्रेप्टोकोकस बैक्टीरिया, और इवन नाउअडेज बाय जेनेटिक इंजीनियरिंग से भी हम ये एंजाइम्स बना सकते हैं. दिस इज़ ऑल्सो वेरी मच इम्पॉर्टेंट. Another we have to learn here another bioactive molecule actually for the production of bioactive. हमने enzymes के बारे में already बता दिया था. These lipases, proteases and pectinases, streptokinase. These are the enzymes which mostly commonly you are using by the help of producing by the help of microorganisms, right? Now the bioactive molecule में हमको दो टाइप की bioactive molecule बहुत अच्छे से काम में आता है. One is actually the cyclosporin A and actually the next one statins, right? So cyclosporin A is actually produced by a fungi which is known as the Trichoderma polysporum. और इसका importance क्या है, जो patients में kidney transplant और organ transplant हुआ है, उनका body already transplant, it's a new thing for them. So उनका body में बॉडी की इम्यूनिटी की वजह से दैट ऑर्गन को रिजेक्ट करने की चांसेस बहुत ज़्यादा है, तो उसका इम्यूनिटी को थोड़ा सा सप्रेस करना पड़ेगा. उसके लिए हम कुछ ड्रग्स यूज़ कर देती है, दवाई वगैरह यूज़ कर देती है, जैसे कि इम्यूनोसप्रेसिव एजेंट्स, राइट? वो इम्यूनोसप्रेसिव एजेंट जैसा यूज़ करने के लिए दिस साइक्लोस्पोरिन ए विच इज़ वेरी गुड बायोएक्टिव मॉलिक्यूल विच कैन बी यूज्ड एज ए इम्यूनोसप्रेसिव एजेंट, राइट? मोस्टली इन द केस ऑफ ऑर्गन ट्रांसप्लांट पेशेंट्स. Another important thing we can produce by the help of a bioactive molecule which can be produced by the help of these cyclosporin is also a bioactive molecule, like that same way statins, right? Statin is also a bioactive molecule which can be produced by the help of Monascus purpureus. It's a yeast, it's a type of yeast, right? And these are actually very much useful for that now what to say as a blood cholesterol lowering agent, right? So what they are doing, these will inhibit the enzyme responsible for the synthesis of cholesterol. So cholesterol की production थोड़ा सा कम हो जाएगा. So blood cholesterol lowering agent जैसा हम ये product को, ये bioactive molecule को use कर सकते हैं, right? So we have discussed about different types of chemicals, enzymes and other bioactive molecules. I hope you understand the role of microbes in industrial and household purpose very clearly. If you like the video, please subscribe my channel and share with your friends. Thank you.